Do you like all the bugs in your sandbox, Cohen?
No, I don't like them.
I don't like them either.
One of our grandson's favorite things to do when he's at our house is to play in the sandbox. But lately, it's not such a fun place to be. The sand is dirty and it's gotten infested with bugs and spiders and slugs get in there, and it's just kind of nasty whenever you open it up. So I'm going to tell you how to start and keep a bug-free sandbox. I have a plastic sandbox here for my grandson, but I'm going to tell you what to do too if you have a wooden sandbox to make sure that it stays bug-free. So here we go. And step one is to remove the old sand from the sandbox. You definitely want to start fresh, so get rid of that old sand out of there. I'm going to scoop mine out and put it into this tub. I'm going to put this old sand in a little spot where I've got on my property that needs filling in a little bit, and sand will do just fine. You do want to dispose of your sand properly and safely. You can box it up and take it to a landfill and dump it, or check with your garbage disposal people and see if they would take it off your hands. But whatever you do, don't just dump it into somebody's ditch along the road. Find a good place to dispose of it. Now I'm going to hose this off and get it all cleaned up. It's basically cleaned out right now, but I'm going to really clean it with soap and water and bleach it and be sure I've got everything out of there and got any extra eggs or bugs or larvae off of this thing. If you have a wooden sandbox, you should do a few more things. Wash everything off, but then use an insecticide on the sandbox, because there can be insects that burrow in there, lay eggs, a lot of things that you can't see on the surface. So spray the entire sandbox in the area with a good insecticide, and then cover it and let it sit for a couple of days. Let that insecticide work, get everything out of that wood and the area around it, and then you should be ready to go. You can use something like this Raid multi-insect spray to spray your wooden sandbox. And after you've done the insecticide and let it set for a few days, clean it out with soap and water really good. And then you should line the bottom of your sandbox with plastic or some type of landscaping fabric. This will provide another barrier to the insects that might be coming up through the ground. If it's plastic, you might poke some holes in it to let water drain. If it's the landscaping fabric, then you should be fine. Our little sandbox here is made out of plastic, so I don't need to add any liner to it. Now it's time to add the sand. Get some fresh sand, never reuse that old sand, and make sure you get some that says play sand or treated, something that says it's safe for children. And after you've got all the sand in there, you should treat the area around the sandbox with a non-toxic bug repellent. This is Maggie's Farm Home Bug Spray. It says it's safe to use around children and pets. It contains natural plant oils that bugs tend not to like. So this is one more deterrent you can use around your sandbox. And this may sound weird, but once you get your sand in there, mix in a container of cinnamon. A lot of insects do not like cinnamon. So mix this in with the sand. It won't hurt your kids. It might make it just smell a little better. Stir it up real good. Get a good mix all around your sandbox. That does smell pretty good. Another thing to watch for is food. Try to get your kids or grandkids not to have any food in the sandbox, in or near it, because any kind of food or candy attracts bugs. And as far as preventative measures going forward, you should sift the sand regularly. That way you can get out any leaves, bugs, twigs, eggs, anything that might be buried in the sand. You can also periodically spray the perimeter around the sandbox with a non-toxic bug repellent. And finally, change the sand on a regular basis. And after you've done all this setup and preparation, it's important to have a good cover to put on it, something that seals good and can keep some of the bugs out that way. For some sandboxes, they come with covers. There are covers that you can buy online or in stores, but it's important to have something, even if you have to make it yourself out of a tarp or some sheets of plastic. This sandbox does have a lid, but it's not one that really seals tight once you get it on. So I'm going to cut off some of this drop cloth for now, plastic, wide enough to cover this area, and put the lid on it so it should hold the plastic down and seal better. And I always put a brick on top of this as a weight to keep the lid down in case of windy days, so that should hold the plastic down too. And I've cut it off, so now I'm going to just spread it out and then put the lid on, and hopefully that'll give me a decent seal. That's crude, but that'll do for a few days until I come up with something better. And if any of you have a suggestion for a better way to do that on this type of sandbox, please let me know in the comments section below. If you follow these steps, you should have a relatively bug-free and clean sandbox. A much safer sandbox for your kids or grandkids. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you would. Bye.